Okay na ako? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. So, you're late again. Where have you been?
We're done.
Okay. So, today we're going to have a class in science, no? So, I am your Sir Pops, your teacher. So, we will start with a prayer. So, please lead a prayer. This is Miss Tamayo. Please stand up and lead a prayer for us. Yeah. Now I can see everybody's here. Take your seat, guys. Sit down. I can see everybody's here. Okay, so the first things first. Okay, sit down. Feel relaxed. Choose the best seat of your life in this class. Okay? You're going to have a review first. On page this one. This is our review. I'm going to give you something. So, yeah, this is very easy. Get your pen, get your ball pen, and let's have a review. This is just a review. The back page of that, you're going to use the back page of that as your notes. We're going to write your notes in that page. Okay? Are you ready? Now, you're going to write the different parts of the eukaryotic cell as our review. This is just a review, huh? So, base your answer on the video. Okay, let's start. Let's go back. Play na, please. Play na. Okay, ready na? Go!
Cells are the smallest living units of an organism. All cells have three things in common, no matter what type of cell they are. All cells have a cell membrane, which separates the inside of the cell from its environment. Cytoplasm, which is a jelly-like fluid, and DNA, which is the cell's genetic material. There are two broad categories of cells. The first category is eukaryotic cells. They have organelles, which include the nucleus and other special parts. Eukaryotic cells are more advanced, complex cells, such as those found in plants and animals. The second category is prokaryotic cells. They don't have a nucleus or membrane-enclosed organelles. They do have genetic material, but it's not contained within a nucleus. Prokaryotic cells are always one cell or unicellular organisms, such as bacteria. So, what are organelles? Organelle means little organ. Organelles are the specialized parts of a cell that have unique jobs to perform. Let's start with the nucleus, the control center of the cell. The nucleus contains DNA, or genetic material. DNA dictates what the cell is going to do and how it's going to do it. Chromatin is the tangled, spread out form of DNA found inside the nuclear membrane. When a cell is ready to divide, DNA condenses into structures known as chromosomes. The nucleus also contains a nucleolus, which is a structure where ribosomes are made. After ribosomes leave the nucleus, they will have the important job of synthesizing or making proteins. Outside the nucleus, the ribosomes and the rest of the organelles float around in cytoplasm, which is the jelly-like substance. Ribosomes may wander freely within the cytoplasm or attach to the endoplasmic reticulum, sometimes abbreviated as ER. There are two types of ER. Rough ER has ribosomes attached to it, and smooth ER doesn't have ribosomes attached to it. The endoplasmic reticulum is a membrane-enclosed passageway for transporting materials, such as proteins synthesized by ribosomes. Proteins and other materials emerge from the endoplasmic reticulum in small vesicles, where the Golgi apparatus, sometimes called the Golgi body, receives them. As proteins move through the Golgi body, they're customized into forms that the cell can use. The Golgi body does this by folding the proteins into usable shapes, or adding other materials onto them, such as lipids or carbohydrates. You will see an organelle called a lysosome. Lysosomes are the garbage collectors that take in damaged or worn out cell parts. They are filled with enzymes that break down this cellular debris. The mitochondrion is an organelle that is the powerhouse for both animal and plant cells. During a process called cellular respiration, the mitochondria make ATP molecules that provide the energy for all of the cell's activities. Cells that need more energy have more mitochondria. Meanwhile, the cell maintains its shape through a cytoskeleton. The cytoskeleton includes the thread-like microfilaments, which are made of protein, and microtubules, which are thin, hollow tubes. There are many other unique structures that only some cells have. Here are just a few. In humans, for example, the respiratory tract is lined with cells that have cilia. These are microscopic hair-like projections that can move in waves. This feature helps trap inhaled particles in the air and expels them when you cough. Another unique feature in some cells is flagella. Some bacteria have flagella. A flagellum is like a little tail that can help a cell move or propel itself. The only human cell that has a flagellum is a sperm cell.
Okay, now, did you able to write all the parts of the eukaryotic cell? Give me one. Miss Christine, give me one.
Eukaryotic cells.
So that's a type of cell, a part of that.
Bacteria.
That is a type of a cell also. Part of the eukaryotic cell.
Membrane.
Membrane, okay, cell membrane, very good. Yes, Miss Lizette? Cytoplasm. Ribosome. Golgi body, okay. Anjo, give me one. Protein is sometimes a product of a cell. That's not a part. Yeah. DNA, okay, that's a part. Where is DNA located?
Inside the ribosome.
Inside
the
nucleus. Nucleus. Okay, inside the nucleus. Yes, ma'am, do you have another part? Nucleus membrane. Okay, very good. So please bear in mind, please put that in your mind because those parts are very important to our discussion for today. Remember that this is just a review. Okay? Now let's move on. What is our topic for today? Today we are going to talk about codes. Okay, very good. Codes. Now we are going to talk about codes. Remember that codes are very important during the early times. Within the Egyptian times, their codes are actually engraved in their pyramids, okay, in their structures. Codes are also used during the World War II. Okay? It is also used in the Morse code. This is a very popular Morse code. And even your cell phones codes are being used. And one of the most important things that the codes are used is this one. What's that? PIN code of your ATM. Okay.
We don't have ATM, sir.
Yeah, I know. PIN code of your ATM's mom and dad. Okay?
They don't have also, sir.
Now, what important about code is something like this.
Those are pictures.
Can someone read this?
Symbols.
These are symbols.
Yes.
Okay, symbols. But there is no possible way that we can read these codes. What important about codes is that we need to decipher them. Okay, decipher, decode, and we need to read them properly. Okay?
It is represented with symbols.
Yeah. So something like this.
Yes, sir.
Okay? A is represented by a dot and a line. B is represented by dash line and dot dot dot. So this is a Morse code. This is a sample of a Morse code. Okay? And it was used during the early times when we are still using telegraph or telegramma. Okay? Yan. Now this one. What do you call this?
Typewriter, sir.
Typewriter. Very good. But that is not a typewriter.
Decipher.
If you're going to observe, there are two sets of letters. From here and here. So that is what we call,
Decipher machine.
what's the name?
Enigma.
Enigma. Okay. So you're not very familiar with Enigma. Enigma is a machine that generates codes during the World War II. That is the reason why Hitler and his friends, the Germans, was able to capture several countries all over the world because of this code generator. Okay? Enigma is a code generator machine. So sabi ko nga kanina, importante ang code pag alam mo siyang basahin. The Americans was able to decipher some of their codes and they were able to interpret that. This is the cipher alphabet for the first letter and the second letter. Look, A for Germans is B with them. Ang A nila ay D, sa second letter, ang A nila ay W, something like that. Okay? The Americans was able to decipher that. So that's the reason why Americans was gaining advantage during World War II. Now, is it possible for us to decipher this code?
Yes, sir.
By what means, Miss Annie?
If we know the codes or if we know the symbols, sir.
Okay. So what is important about codes is we must know how to read them. So I'm giving you a chance to read a particular code. Can you please sit over here, Miss Tamayo, and Jubal over here in this group because I'm going to give you two sets of codes to decipher. Okay? You are going to do this for 2 minutes. Okay? The winning group, of course, will have a reward. Dalawa lang. Okay na. Time! I'm ready. Are you ready? You're going to decipher that code. Time starts now. Okay. At ito ma'am. Look at the monitor. Okay, go. What's the message? Press
Wait long,
go.
sir. Wait long, sir.
Okay, 2 minutes. I'm gonna give you a reward. I have some sweets here.
Wow.
Tagal. Work ka sa team, work ka sa group. Lalo sa group ang team. Let's see that reward. The first group who will decide it correct Sorry, my fault. Come on, decipher that.
Sir, what is sir?
Alin? Meron po. Alin? Stretch. Stretch. A little bit stretch. Come on, guys. You can do that. Work as a group. Everything is in there. Wait, Jay. Okay, please recite your answer.
Not knowing.
Sige, please recite. As a group. Please recite it. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Not knowing is not a failure.
It's not
Is the
It's the first step
to understanding.
Okay, let's wait for the other group. So their answer is not knowing, it's not a failure, it's the first step to understanding.
Magkaiba kami, sir.
It's the same. You do have the same.
Sir, okay.
Tapos sir, tapos na.
Sir, baliktad.
That
Kaya mo
is
sinusugat kami, sir.
not knowing is not a failure, it's the first step to understanding.
Yay!
Thank you for that.
Wala sir, sir.
Okay. Hey, later. Still have a lot more of this. Okay. Let's see if you're correct. Where's the clicker? Baliktad man talaga. Okay. Now let's look at this. Let's see if that's the correct answer. Not knowing. How are we going to expound this one? What's the message behind this quotation? How are we going to apply this in the real world? Can I say it's okay if you don't know?
Sir,
Yes, Annie?
not knowing is not a failure, it's the first step to understanding.
Yes. How are we going to explain that?
So it's not a failure if you don't know. What is the failure there? If you will not learn to do the first step.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not a failure exactly. As long as we all have what all it takes is
The
your
first
willingness
step, the big
to
step.
learn. Okay? If you really want to learn, it's okay. If you don't know, it's not a failure.
Yes.
Okay? So let's move on. The next thing is this one. Okay? What? Can someone explain what's on the monitor right now? Anjo.
It's a combination sir of it's a code.
It's a code. Another set of code. What do you mean by having this one?
Sir, it's a combination of colors.
Unlock. It's a lock code.
Yes.
Okay, can I get the code?
Yes.
Jovan, can I get the code?
Yes.
Is it possible for me to get the code out of the television?
No.
No, it's not possible, isn't it?
Yes.
So there is no way for me to get the code. But I have a way. You will be doing that particular way. Can you please stand up? Can you please stand up? Proceed in front of the class. And can you please tell me what's on the tray?
It's
Hey,
a
listen. Can you please note them? Staple, bala,
and the color paper.
color paper.
With
What's that?
color paper.
Okay. Now, Listen, how do you think those materials will be used in relation to this one? Or going to use that material? No idea. Anyone from the class? Yes.
Maybe sir, we are going to arrange the colors.
Yeah, we're going to arrange the colors.
Based on the numbers given.
What will be the first one?
Red.
Red. The second one?
Red.
Now, what is it that we are going to do exactly using those materials? We are going to what?
We're going to arrange it.
Arrange the code.
Arrange properly.
There is much better word. We're going to decipher.
Open the code.
Malapit na.
Decipher the code.
Decipher the code. So, number one is red. What will be the first paper?
Red. Go to red, sir.
Number two is red. What will be the second paper?
Steady.
What exactly are we doing?
Arrange.
We are arranging. We are copying. Very good. We are going to copy the code since we cannot get the code out. Stay there, please. Now, I want you to arrange as fast as you can those papers using stapler and a scrap paper.
Faster.
Okay. So, what will be the first one in here? Red. We said, help them, please. That's the reason why I called you as fast as you can.
It should be a contest, sir.
No, it's not a contest. Red, what's the second? What's the fourth one?
Blue.
Blue, okay, blue.
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 Yellow.
Yellow.
Red.
Faster.
Verde. Dilaw.
It's okay, it's fine.
At saka
Ako,
verde.
mag-gashes ha. Mag-gasha.
Where that, sir?
Okay, can you please hold it at the ends? Thank you, Mrs. Inset. And you may sit down now. So, we have, what did we do?
We arranged the
Arrange, we copy the code. Okay. Now, by copying the code in here, we can do anything about the codes. Isn't it? If the codes is going to stay there, we cannot do something about that. Now, we are going to bring that to our workshop. Okay? So, means to say, you two will come over here. We are going to bring that to our workshop. Okay? Please remember that very carefully, ha? The first thing that we do is we copy the code. The next thing is we bring the copied code to the what's that place? Workshop. Okay, now I need someone here. I need
Listen.
another person. Yes, Miss Jessica. Can you please come over here?
Come.
Jessica here will be our supplier. Okay? She will be our supplier. Now I need someone here who will sit down. Ilaya, can you please sit down here? You will be the interpreter. Okay. Christine, can you please proceed over there at the back of Anjo and
How about us, sir?
you will be the observer. Okay. Ilaya, interpret. What would be the first three colors?
Red, blue.
Find red, blue, please. Can you please turn that around and you're going to find the red, blue as fast as you can. Red, blue. Oh, wait. You're just a supplier. Someone will take that for you. Annie, it's your turn. Get the code. And bring that to the interpreter. Ilaya, check that. If that is a red, blue, upside down.
Yes,
Red,
sir.
blue. Now, give that to Miss Christine. You are going to face that at your back. At the back. Look. Okay. Use this one. It's a puzzle. No? Turn that around. Yeah. Okay, fine. Count 1 to 5.
Wow, very good.
Be careful. Okay. See?
As fast as you can.
Okay.
Sir, your materials is not working.
It's working properly. Now, interpreter, what would be the second set of color?
Blue, yellow, red.
Blue, yellow, red. Can you please find me the blue, yellow, red? Red. And then put it somewhere. Okay, Nani, it's your turn. Get
Master.
the second piece.
Come here.
Blue, yellow, red. What's the third one? Leia.
Green, yellow, green.
Green, yellow, green. Green, yellow, green.
Faster. What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pabaliktad.
see? I told you, sir.
Sa dulo.
Ay, sir.
Sa dulo, sa dulo.
Not, sir.
Sa dulo.
No.
Dito sa kabila.
Oh, not working, sir.
It's
I told you, sir.
working.
Ah.
It's working.
Oh, sir.
Ayan, sa kabila, sa kabila. Dito, dito.
Tapos.
Dito, yan, yan. Ayan.
Ano ko
Okay, all of you sit down. Sit down, sit down, sit down.
Oh, that's it?
Down. Now, what do we have?
Sir, ko lang.
What do we have?
A puzzle.
What do you think we're trying to build?
Play.
Come on.
Sa
plane?
play.
It's a puzzle, sir.
Do you think it's a plane?
It's a bird.
It's a bird.
It's a Superman.
Maybe
It's a big bird.
Ah!
another set of colors will give us a clearer view of that. Now again, do the same procedure again without me talking. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Anjo and
The same.
do the same procedure again.
Yes, sir. We'll do the thingy again.
Okay?
The
As fast
supplier.
as you can.
The supplier is like that. Christine, you said the workshop.
Master, student.
You will be working with the puzzle, Christine. Okay, that's it.
Oh, pwede na sila
Pwede na lang. Sige. Dito para sa lagyan.
Okay na? Oh wait, what's the next thing to do?
Bring it to the workshop.
Okay. I said I'm not going to talk. Let's see if you're new. What's
Okay,
going to be
Okay,
that?
give me the code.
blue, yellow, red.
Blue, yellow, red.
Blue, yellow, red.
Where is it, Chuchu?
Blue, yellow, red.
Green, blue, yellow.
Here it is.
Next, sabi yun, red, green, red.
Coming.
Okay, done.
Sir, it's
Okay,
it's a submarine.
sit down.
So next step, sir.
Sir, it's a fish.
It's a fish.
Yes.
Sir, it's a big bird in the sky.
Okay, sige, sabi.
It's a
Pakisabi, Christine.
fish.
It's a big
No,
bird
Thank
in
you.
the sky.
Lagyan nyo lang dyan, boys. Now, we have now a much clearer picture of what we're trying to build.
It's an
What's that?
airplane.
Is it an airplane? Is it complete?
No.
You do just have the
A dummy's airplane.
Three sets.
parts of the airplane. Okay,
Yes.
we're trying to build airplane, but we do have parts of the airplane.
Still an airplane.
We just have parts. Now let's have a review. What's the first thing to do? We copy the code, and then we bring the code to the workshop. And then, what's the next step? The supplier was there. We will bring the right materials. Isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, now the interpreter interprets, and then he will call for the right materials. Now, the next is this one.
Nothing, sir.
There is another code which is actually very important. We're actually coding for a thing that is not important at all because it's lifeless, isn't it? There is another code inside our body which sets who we are, who makes us different from other people.
It's our DNA, sir.
And where is that code? It's
A DNA.
Where is the DNA located?
It's not our cells. Because in our cells,
Yes. In the cells. What part of the cells?
Chromosome.
Nucleus, in the nucleus. Can I get the DNA out of the nucleus?
yes. If we're going to extra.
If you are going to
The
extra,
blood.
no, there is
Blood
no. In the usual process of the body, the DNA stay inside the nucleus. It will stay there forever. It has no possible way that the DNA can get out. Okay?
Sir,
It can be extracted to know what DNA you have, but in the usual process of the body, it cannot get out.
yes.
There's no way.
So,
Okay?
let's get
So that's what we have. Hey, can someone please tell me what's this? What's this?
Those are
Raise your hand if you
cells.
want to answer. Yes?
Those are nucleus and cells.
Nucleus and cells. This is what we call
Chromosomes.
chromosomes. Okay, chromosomes. Let's dissect that. Chromosomes is formed by a DNA helix. So means to say, your long strand of DNA, once we compress that, we have the chromosomes. Isn't it? Okay. And that chromosomes lies our genetic information. So ganyan kakagwapo because of your DNA, ganyan kakaganda.
So sir, it can be passed through.
Yes, genetically. No?
Yes.
Sa mga anak, sa mga tatay nyo, galing ninyong DNA. Now, let's focus on this one. How many strand DNA has?
4, 5 strands. I think
Strand.
millions, sir.
Strand. I'm talking about strand.
Two strands.
So it has two strands. It's a double helix. Now, what's this?
Those are
Base pairs.
Yes.
Okay, base
Base
pairs of
pairs.
your DNA. And the backbone, the strand is what we call the sugar phosphate backbone. Okay, so remember this. P or thymine is always paired with A or adenine. G for guanine is always paired with cytosine. Now I'm going to give you a very easy way to understand that. ATCG. ATCG. Okay? They're always paired. A for T, C for G. ATCG. Since if you're going to take this out, you will always remember that A is always paired with P and C is always paired with G or vice versa. Okay? Now, let's have this. Now, this is a half strand of the DNA. Okay? Understand?
Yes, sir.
This is the half strand of the DNA. Yeah, half strand of the DNA. Remember that our DNA is a double strand. So if we're going to take that out, this is the half strand of the DNA. Now, is there any possible way to get the DNA out? No possible way. Okay? Walang paraan para makuha natin ang DNA. What the thing is, ano yung ginawa natin dito kanina sa colored letter?
We copy.
We are going to copy the code.
Yes.
Okay? Now, again, you will stand up, boys, and you are going to explain to me what do you see on the tray. Sige, stand up.
Boys.
Boys. What do you see on the tray?
The letters.
The letters. Okay. How many coded colors do we have? Set. Diba? Lagi tayong tatlo. So, dito, hahatiin natin into 3. So, we have the CCP, PAA, CAA, CTC, GTP, ACA, and ACG. Laging tatlo. Okay? Now, what do you think would be the first letter to be placed on that? C. So, we are just going to move into a copying mode. Now, remember that in the DNA, we are not just going to copy. Okay? We are going to find the partner of C. And earlier, what's that?
P.
G. Very good. G. Do you remember that? So we have the G. G. What partner is P? Okay. So we have the GGA. Okay. Start with the GGA. Very good. GGA. This is GGA.
Right on the board. Pasted on the board. GGA, and then we have
GAA.
ang T.
Wait lang. GGA muna tayo. GGA lang. Wait for that. Okay. GGA. Now, we have here, ang ganito lang tayo, diba? So, the next possible letter is A. Now, this one, wait lang, this one, for every A that we have in our DNA, we are going to replace that with U. U. That's the reason why you have U in there. Okay, lahat ng A ay papalitan natin ng U. Wait lang po, wait lang. Bakit daw? Because in the process of copying codes in the DNA, magtitipid ang cell natin at gagawin niya yung pinakamabilis na paraan ng pagtitipid. Instead of having a guanine, the cell, the nucleus will produce uracil on that particular sequence.
So, sabi ko sir, lagi magka-pair yung T.
That is a DNA. We dissected the DNA. Remember, this is just half of the DNA. Now, something is coming inside it to copy the codes. It's not just a copying code. Okay, so we have here the AUU. Okay, very good. AUU. Dito tayo. AUU. What's the next one?
G.
U. Okay, what's next? Ito. C,
C, U.
C, A, A. C, A, A. A, A.
Hindi ko papalitan ng U.
Ang lahat ng A lang ang makalitan.
Ay, yung G, pala.
Lahat ng A lang. Ako na ako. 1, 2, 3.
A, sir. A, A, C, A na, sir. A, C, A.
Ayan na ako. So, U,
U,
G, U. Okay, very good. U, G, U.
And then U, T,
U, B. U,
G,
G, C. U, G, C. U, G, C. Sakto. G, okay. U, G, C. Okay, please expound that. Okay, we now have the same. Now, we are actually inside the nucleus since the DNA cannot get out, so we will be the one who will copy the DNA. Isn't it? So, we will be the one. So, the one that's getting inside the nucleus is what we call the messenger. Messenger RNA. So, this is not actually a DNA. It's a messenger RNA. So, after copying the codes, after getting the information, genetic information, what we will do is we will proceed over there to our,
workshop,
but it's not a workshop in the cell, it's called ribosome.
ribosome.
Okay? He is now on the ribosome. Remember that those parts of the cell, those are the ribosomes. That is the actual ribosomes that the mRNA will proceed. Now, what's the next step on this model? Ano po lang natin? Kailangan natin ng
Supplier.
supplier.
Blood
Okay, supplier. You will not be supplier anymore. You will be called transfer RNA. Okay? And here is your part. Okay. Christine, can you please flip that board? Pakibaliktad. Flip that board.
Reverse.
Yan. Flip mo lang siya.
Material first.
And then you will be working over here at the other side of the television. Dito ka na po, Miss Christine. Okay. Now, for every code that we have, someone has to interpret that. You will be interpreting that, Miss Mireya.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the first letter? And you will stand over there. Okay. What is the first letter?
U.
G, G, A. What is the first three letter in the sequence? Miss Milay, in the sequence. G, G, A.
G.
Okay, G, G, A. Please look for the value of G, G, A. First letter, second letter, and third letter. What's that?
Glycerine.
Glycerine, GLY.
Gel Y.
Okay, can you please look for GLY? Now, you will be the deliverer. Huh? Okay? Ikaw ang mag-deliver dito kay Christine. Please put a basket in there. Okay, GLY. Now, you're going to place that on the ruler at the topmost. GLY. So, dapat dikit-dikit siya. Ha? Walang pakitan. What's next? Annie, what's the next part?
UUG, sir. Leo.
Leo, can you please find that Leo for
What does it
me?
mean, sir?
Leucine.
You
Leucine.
see.
Leucine.
AGC.
AGC, Miss Irene.
AGC.
AGC. First letter muna.
AGC. TRN.
No, it's SER. SER.
No, pardon, please.
Ayun sa kabila. Ayan, AGC. Ayun, nakalapit na.
Sir.
SER. Please look for
Siri.
Oh my God. Nalimutan ko.
Ibig sabihin SER, sir. Servium.
Hindi. SER. So,
Siri.
i-research mo na lang. Nalimutan ko. SER. What's next?
AAU.
Ha? What's next?
AAU.
AAU. AAU, what's that?
ASN.
ASN.
What
Can you
does it
please
mean,
look for
sir?
ASN, please?
You forgot also ASN. Asin.
No, it's not the same. Sorry.
Azinic.
No.
Sir, you should have the list here, sir.
Kabisado kayo din, nakalimutan ko lang. ASN. What's next?
GUU.
GUU.
GUU, sir. GUU copy. GUU.
GUU.
VAL.
Balin.
Design, sir.
Sir, last GC.
Serine, sir.
Ha? UGC.
Cysteine?
Yeah, cysteine. That's cysteine. That is cysteine. Pineapple.
ESN, sir, I think, sir, it's acidic.
No, it's not. Okay, we're done. How many?
UGC.
This is the last one, cysteine.
UGC. We're done. Cysteine.
Okay, sige, sit down. Everybody sit down. Thank you. Palakpakan natin ang inyong mga sarili. Very good. Okay, very good. So, I guess it's time for you to eat some chocolates again.
Yes, chocolate, yes.
Okay, please remember that.
Sir, I do my part.
What was the first thing we do? What's the first thing we do?
We copy the codes.
We copy the
DNA.
DNA code. Okay, copy the DNA code, and then where did we bring the copied code?
Ribosome.
We put that into the ribosome, and then what's the next thing?
We do the transfer.
Who transfer the parts? It's
Messenger.
the transfer RNA. Diba siya yung may hawak ng mga parts? And then, those RNA, those parts from the RNA, this is what we call amino acid. Okay? Do you know what amino acid is?
Yes.
It's the primary building blocks for what we call protein.
Yes.
Okay?
Our
And what?
hair, sir, is made up of protein.
What?
Our hair.
Yes, it's made up of protein. It's black because of the proteins released from the cell. Do you know that? Let's have a comparison. GLY, ILE, how did it become ILE? I think this is wrong. LEU. What's the next code?
Maybe
Hindi
they don't
natin
know,
tingnan.
sir.
No.
Sabi nila sa akin.
It's UUG.
Yun naman, sir, UUG.
UUG. UUG. UUG. It's the U. Okay, something's wrong with the code. It's supposed to be ILE. Okay? Because this one is an insulin. What we are trying to do is an insulin. What are you eating right now?
Insulin.
It's a chocolates, isn't it?
Yes.
Chocolates, very sweet. Now,
Yes.
those sweet foods will be activated inside your body without the what we call insulin or this one, what we are trying to produce. Here we are in great danger. Why? Because insulin is a type of protein that generates the number of
Amino
sugar
acids.
in our body. Pag wala kang insulin sa katawan, ano yung sakit na makuha mo?
Diabetes.
Okay, diabetes one. It's either type 1 or type 2 diabetes.
So where did you get that?
Huh?
Ito din Houston.
It's only sweet. I know your body will activate because of the insulin that you have right now. Okay? So next, what is our topic for today?
Our topic is all about DNA, sir.
DNA. What did we do?
We copy the
If I'm
code.
going to give you a chance to give a title to our topic, what would it be? What is our output?
Amino acid.
It's amino acid. It's a protein. It's a protein. Primary building block.
Building blocks.
Anong ginawa natin? Anong output natin? Protein. Ano bang ginawa natin? It's
Producing cells.
protein synthesis. Our topic is how to make protein or how our cells make proteins inside our body. Now, if I'm going to give you a quiz and tell you and ask you for the steps on how our cells make protein, can you answer that? By just remembering everything that we did.
Maybe.
Let's move on. Okay, let's try. Please get one more sheet of paper and try to list down the steps on how our cells make protein. Don't worry, I'm gonna give you a guide. This one. Okay? Siyempre, maliit siya. Okay, just remember everything na ginawa natin. Na
Sir,
ginawa natin.
anong purpose, sir? We're excited.
Ito dito ka sa ha?
Just remember everything.
Step
Step 1, what's the step 1 in this area? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. I
Ano
think it's
gagawin
4.
natin, sir?
You're just going to write the
We're done,
steps.
sir.
Steps. Okay, you're done?
Yes.
You're done. Okay, let's exchange papers if you're done.
That's perfect.
Okay, Giselle, what's the first step?
Copy.
Copy the code, DNA code. What's the
Yes.
second step, Anjo?
Interpreter.
To the
Bring the codes to where?
Ribosome.
Okay, what's the third step?
Transfer the RNA.
Transfer the RNA or interpret the code and transfer the RNA. And what's the last step? We are actually arranging arranging a amino acid. Okay? Or building blocks for protein. That's it. So thank you very much guys for listening very carefully. So I hope you learned something from me.
So powerful.
Okay, thank you. And we're done. Everybody stand up, let's pray. Did the prayer, Anjo? Okay lang. All together, say in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. We give you thanks for all your benefits. Almighty God, who lives and reigns forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Goodbye, sir.
Si Ma'am Malakot.
Also, Ma'am Leia, thank you very much and congratulations. And everybody, congratulations for taking part in the 2 classes. Pwedeng we learn from each other and we learn strategies from each other. Okay, so follow na lang ang pagpapagay.
Karaw na.
Ayun na lang.
Excited na. Sabi si Ma'am. Uy, balik na lang po. Ano
Balik na lang, Ma'am.
Oy, tagal si Ma'am.
All bigay si Ma'am.
Tagal na ako.
Wala pa na po ng trabaho. Pwede ako kayo na.
Ma'am, okay sa inyo, ma'am.
Ano lang anak? Free taste lang. Pagkadadaw mo na. Pagkadadaw mo na yun ang lahat.
Nag-usap naman na ba? Hindi naman. Mami, hindi mo kayo nag-usap, ma'am.
Ay, kuya!
Salamat kami Leia.
Mami, Leia.
Hoy, ano po anan? Ang banana.
Pingit sa inyo.
Ibalik mo na lang yun sila.
Hoy, ang surot lang, ha? Siguro. Ang surot lang ako iisip. Dalawa.
Tama mo daw. Thank you. May galing kayo nag-upod mo.
Mama, hindi mas
Oy, thank you very much. Natuto din ako. Kaayo ganyan pa.
Sir, may rock ka lang pa, ano?
Malulunod ako si pareho si kaya nakakita ako saan pa sa leksyon. Custard.
Hindi mo sa saan ko na-leave daw yun.
Sige lang.
Di ba, prepare ko lang sa ano, sa usunod na topic. Para hindi ko malimutan yung pasamunod.
Oo.